Is it possible that a multi-billion-dollar global industry could be shaken simply because one person wore a jacket for a few hours? Or is this nothing more than an illusion we've created after living too long in the shadow of celebrity influence? That question is no longer just academic speculation or light debate in fashion forums, but a reality unfolding in real time when Jeon Jungkook stepped onto the stage at the BTS X Spotify event titled Swimside in New York, and without warning, without a major campaign, without any visible marketing strategy, the jacket he wore vanished from the market within hours, sold out in every size, leaving one lingering question in the minds of a global audience. What is actually happening? This phenomenon did not emerge in a vacuum. It arrived like a shockwave hitting the modern fashion industry, which has long relied on careful planning, market research, and complex distribution strategies. Yet in a single night, all those formulas seemed to collapse. There was no massive advertising push, no officially announced endorsement, no structured digital campaign. There was only a performance, a moment, and an individual standing at the center of the world's attention, and suddenly, the market reacted as if struck by electricity. Within hours after the appearance, the fan account at Jungkook Crave on X Twitter posted a statement that quickly became fuel for a global viral explosion. The jacket Jungkook wore at today's BTS X Spotify Swimside event has sold out in all sizes. Sold out King Jungkook. What may have initially been intended as a simple update for the fan community transformed into a declaration of something far greater than a temporary fashion trend. The numbers spoke for themselves. Tens of thousands of views, thousands of likes, and hundreds of reposts within just hours demonstrated that this was not merely news. This was an event. What makes the situation even more compelling, and perhaps concerning for some, is the speed and scale of its impact. The jacket from the Kith SS26 ready-to-wear collection worn by Jeon Jungkook was not a product launch that very day. It had already existed in the market, available, waiting for buyers like any other fashion item. But only after being worn by Jungkook did it experience such a dramatic surge in demand that its global stock disappeared in a timeframe nearly impossible for any distribution system to anticipate. This is where the narrative shifts from a popular idol influencing trends into something deeper and more complex. Is this simply the effect of a loyal and massive fandom? Or are we witnessing a new evolution of pop culture power? A form of influence that transcends traditional logic and begins to enter the realm of collective psychological phenomena. Public reactions have split between admiration and astonishment. Many netizens praised the moment without hesitation, often in tones bordering disbelief. One viral comment read, "At this point he needs to be ambassador for everything. This is too much. If he as much as breathe on something, it's gone." Hyperbolic as it may sound, the statement reflects a growing perception that the influence of Jeon Jungkook can no longer be explained using conventional terms. Hashtags such as hashtag Jeon Jungkook, sold out King Jungkook, and stage King Jungkook quickly dominated digital conversations, reinforcing the idea that this was no coincidence. It is a pattern. It is a recurring trend. And more importantly, it is something that appears to be continuously evolving. Yet behind the euphoria lies a sharper, more critical question. Is this phenomenon healthy for the fashion industry? Are brands beginning to lose control over their own products, overshadowed by the power of individuals who operate outside corporate strategy? Or is this perhaps a new form of symbiosis between celebrities and industry, a relationship we have yet to fully understand? The Swimside event itself, a collaboration between BTS and Spotify, was originally designed as an entertainment stage, a celebration of music and global connectivity. But what unfolded that night exceeded all expectations. Jeon Jungkook's performance was undeniably captivating, but what truly shook the system was the aftermath. Fashion, which typically operates within seasonal cycles, was suddenly forced to adapt to real-time velocity triggered by a single viral moment. The sold-out King label now attached to Jeon Jungkook is not entirely new. Over the past few years, various items he has worn, from clothing to accessories, have frequently experienced significant sales spikes after being seen on him. But this case feels different. The scale is larger, the speed more extreme, the impact broader. reaching beyond fan communities into industry stakeholders who are now reevaluating their strategies. Something has shifted, something not entirely visible on the surface, yet deeply felt within market dynamics. When a single individual can trigger a chain reaction affecting production, distribution, and consumption in such a short time, we are no longer talking about trends, we are talking about power. And perhaps that is where the real tension lies. Because if this power continues to grow without clear boundaries, the next question becomes inevitable. Who truly controls the fashion industry today? Major brands with vast resources, or global figures like Jeon Jungkook who can mobilize millions with a single appearance? The answer may not yet be fully clear. But one thing is certain, that night in New York was not just an event. It was a turning point. A moment that, in the future, may be remembered as the time when the world began to realize that the old rules no longer apply, and that in this new era, influence can come from the most unexpected directions, with consequences far more difficult to control. And as the euphoria continued to echo across digital platforms, the focus began to shift from simply what happened to a deeper and more pressing question. Why could this happen on such a massive scale? Industry analysts, pop culture observers, and fashion business players started to dissect the phenomenon triggered by Jeon Jungkook with a far more serious, almost academic approach. What once might have been dismissed as a fleeting viral moment was now being treated as a signal of a significant transformation in global consumption patterns. Behind the scenes, several industry sources admitted that the surge in demand following Jungkook's appearance at the swimside event was not merely high, but far beyond the predictive capacity of any existing sales algorithm. Systems typically designed to track weekly or seasonal trends were suddenly overwhelmed by a wave of purchases, occurring almost simultaneously across multiple countries. This was no longer about regional popularity or isolated markets. It was a synchronized global reaction unfolding in near real time. What makes this phenomenon even more intriguing is the psychological dynamic it has triggered among consumers. Many buyers confessed that their decision to purchase the jacket was not driven purely by an appreciation for its design, but by a deeper emotional impulse, a desire to feel connected to the same moment experienced by Jeon Jungkook. In this sense, the product transcends its physical form, becoming a symbol of experience, identity, and proximity to a figure they admire. Yet this is where a paradox begins to emerge. The stronger this influence becomes, the greater the pressure it generates within the ecosystem itself. Some netizens have started to question whether this phenomenon is unintentionally creating an unsustainable standard, where every appearance must be bigger, every impact more viral, and every product must sell out even faster. If these expectations continue to escalate, they risk forming a cycle that may be difficult to sustain in the long term. On the other hand, brands like Kith find themselves in a uniquely advantageous position. Without investing in additional promotional costs, they receive global exposure whose value is difficult to quantify through conventional metrics. However, this advantage comes with its own set of challenges. When a product sells out almost instantly, the next question becomes inevitable. Are they prepared to meet the subsequent demand? Or does the scarcity itself become part of the allure? The discussion intensifies as some observers begin linking this phenomenon to a broader shift in the balance of power within the creative industry. Where brands once held near total control over narrative and distribution, that control now appears to be shifting toward individuals, particularly those who maintain a strong emotional connection with a global audience. In this context, Jeon Jungkook is no longer just a performer or a fashion icon, but a center of gravity, capable of pulling attention, interest, and ultimately purchasing decisions on a massive scale.